Hey, what up, y'all? For this one, we have Final Destination Bloodlines. So I saw this movie last week, 9th of May. I didn't know it was coming out on that day, so I still went to watch it on that day itself. I'm a fan of the Final Destination movies. It's a great franchise. Maybe I'm a psychopath for saying that because it's a kind of a franchise where everybody dies horrific death, but also these movies are actually like an overthinker's both dream and nightmare, because I'm an overthinker, so I'll just admit that right away. I'm an overthinker. Sometimes I'll be like, certain things like you tell people it might go this way, they don't believe you. I'm like, yeah, well, they did it in the Final Destination movie, so yeah, it's a possibility. So yeah, these movies have scarred people for life. A lot of the things that's happened in the movie stays with you once you watch it, like that truck that the they carry the wood logs. Like, to this day, I think that movie came out 20 years ago. To this day, it still haunts people. It haunts me. Every time I drive behind any kind of truck or trailer, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I'm going to the next lane. Even then, I overthink, well, it could still fall sideways on me, I'm gonna speed up. So yeah, that's the kind of fear that these movies has put on us. So I guess it's kind of like a good thing because it shows us on different ways certain things that we think like, nah, it's not really a big deal, but it's actually a big deal. So it could actually lead up to a big deal. Right? That's like the whole point of the Final Destination, right? Sometimes things might seem really small, but then it might cause something big. Like in this movie, even like everything caused by one coin. All right, that I'm just gonna when you see a certain coin, yeah, that coin costs everything. All right. Anyways, this movie was great. This was part six, and if I'm not wrong, the only Final Destination movie that actually has like a subtitle, Bloodlines. The other was just like numbering. um this movie was pretty different compared to the others, because the others just the same formula, right? One gets a premonition and then he saves a few people, everybody else dies, and then the one who survives, one by one they die, and you try to find out why and who's next and how to stop it, but they fail. It's kind of the same thing here, but it's more of a twist where they fast forward to a family, and this family is actually dying one by one because of what their grandmother did in the past, maybe 30 years ago. So, like, it's more like a generational type thing where you die because you're not supposed to survive, because your grandparents were not supposed to survive an event. And because they showed the opening scene, which happened in, like, I don't know, 70s or 80s, I don't know what era that was, where there's this like restaurant tower where I'm like, if that I'm never eating at a place like that, I'm sorry. Okay. And I'll also like, the protagonist was this girl, which was, I think it was Stargirl, the actress who plays Stargirl. I wasn't sure, I didn't see the name at the end, but like, she saves like everybody from this restaurant. It was like a really like high restaurant, it's like a tower. So in the premonition, it's like everybody falls and dies, and it's all caused by one kid. Bro, I'm telling you, always people are mad when you bring kids to restaurants. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did this for a specific reason, because all those people died because of that one kid. And when that kid survived, I mean, we thought he survived. Like, oh my god, bro! You like, I can hear like the reaction in the theaters. Like, everybody was like, "Oh my god, this little shit! He caused everybody's death, and he survived." And then this kid's like, like, that's literally his smile when he was running down and he survives. And then when he dies, bro, I'm telling you, the theater was happy. Like, I don't know, maybe it makes us all psychos for wanting somebody to die, but that kid deserved it. All right. So yeah, because it's usually the protagonist saves just a number of people and everybody else dies, right? But over here, the protagonist saves everybody. Means no deaths at all. Everybody dies. Sorry, everybody survives. Okay. And then what death does is like, oh, okay, everybody survived. I guess I have to take everyone. So that's why it has taken 20 plus years for death to actually take everybody, because there's so many people who survived. and a lot of them went on to have children and grandchildren who is not supposed to exist because their grandparents were supposed to not survive that particular day. So they were going in order from, like, in the premonition, usually the first person who dies, like, that the order, right? So it kind of went in that order. So the first person who was supposed to die dies, and then their children, and then their grandchildren, in order of, I think, who's older, and then it goes to the second person who was supposed to die on that day, and then their children, grandchildren, and then it went one by one to everybody until the last family, who is the main focus in this movie. So after that whole scene at the restaurant, it fast forward to the family, and this the granddaughter, she goes to, like, she has this dream. Actually, she was the one that had the premonition of what happened with the grandmother, and then she goes to visit the grandmother. The grandmother was telling her all about how the family is in danger and stuff because of something that she did, and she explains how she was actually the reason the family survived for that long, because I think she was hiding from death for so long, that death couldn't actually get to her because she was the one that's supposed to die next. Like, so I think at that point, all the other people who survived on that day and their families are all gone, and this is the last family, which I thought. Then they came up with another twist. There's actually another person who died last before this grandma, and you know who that person is? I didn't expect it. It's that guy, uh, the black actor. I don't know his name. I feel bad for saying black actor, but he was, I don't know. He, that guy who was always there, the Candyman actor. Uh, so he was actually, they finally 20 plus years later they explain who he is, because I've seen crazy theories about who he actually is. Like, some people say he's actually dead, but not, he's not dead at all. He's actually a regular human who's actually waiting his turn. So he is actually the last person to die in the premonition at that restaurant. So he's actually one of the people who's awaiting his time. So during, and he actually gotten old in this movie already, so during his time of awaiting his turn, he sees all the other people go through a similar thing, and then that's why he always pops up here and there and then gives them advice or whatever. So yeah, in this movie, it inevitably kind of mentions that he's gonna die anyways, because this last family is the one that, like, stopping his death, because after them it's him. So he became friends with this last, the grandmother, because she locked herself away to save herself and the entire family and him, because after the family it's him, right? So yeah, that was kind of the plot of the movie. So they just have to find out who's next within the family. That whole plot was actually pretty cool too, because some of them, you think they're next, but they're actually not next. And the way, like, I I don't know how to say it. Like, they kind of mess with you a little bit. Like, you think it's them, but it's not them who's next. So that was actually pretty cool. And then they reveal more stuff about certain characters where you're like, oh, okay, they're not supposed to, but then yeah. The deaths was actually pretty brutal. The way they did all the deaths of the characters, it was pretty brutal. Um, uh, it was a great movie, man. I'm just gonna say that right away. It was a great movie. Like, you watch this movie, you just know, like, when something's about to happen, you just know, right? It can be something as small as, like, you misplacing something. You put a water bottle in the wrong place, and then it might fall over, and then, like, I don't know, a whole shit might happen, like, so you just can already see it happening. Like, oh my god, this is it. All right, you see something out of place and you're like, yeah, this is gonna turn out bad. And yeah, everything was bad. The way that everybody died, from something as small as a piece of glass to vending machine. I mean, vending machine's not small, but wheelchair. Yeah, bro, some of the shit was like, yeah, even I couldn't overthink something like this happening, but yeah, you were gonna start overthinking some of the things that's gonna happen. And then even at the the ending, everybody's like, oh yeah, I think I stopped death, I'm not gonna die. And then they're like, oh no, actually, then there's always this one guy that actually, like, when the protagonists, they feel good, they think, oh, I survived, and then there's this one guy who gives them an information, indirectly gives them an information, like, oh no, actually, then, oh my god, oh no, yeah, you're gonna die, and then that moment itself, they die. So it was a great movie, actually. Yeah, I think it might be it, because they because that the black dude, he this movie indirectly mentioned his death, because everybody dies in this movie and he's next, so I'm pretty sure his character dies next too. So I don't know if this movie is supposed to be the last one, or are they gonna keep making more. But even if they make more, I would be fine, man. It's just more ways for us to fear certain things that we didn't know we should be fearing. Uh, but yeah, overall, this was a great movie. I enjoyed it. Final Destination movies always great, but I think this was probably the more plot based Final Destination movie, because of all the family shit going on. About they 20 plus years later, they finally mentioned who the black guy is. So there was actually more like plot and writing going on in this movie compared to all the other movies. They oh yeah, they actually reference like one of the older movies, where one of the movie where this girl survived after she drowned. No, I'm not sure if she drowned. I forgot what happened to her. I think it was Final Destination 2, the girl who survived, and I think the guy actually mentioned, like, oh, there was this girl who survived. So they kind of connected some of the older stuff too. So yeah, they actually connected a lot of the older stuff, like the plane, the truck. There was like photos of it, so they actually connected a lot of the things. And then like the grandma, she had like a whole, like, I don't know, journal or whatever, like this whole collection of all the stuff which are connected from all the previous movies. So yeah, it was cool that all of this are actually connected together. And yeah, the black dude was actually like the anchor, like, for this whole franchise. And then finally in this movie, we actually get an idea of who he is, why he's always there. I didn't expect he was actually one of the people who's just awaiting death. He has been just awaiting his turn all this time, and then during his time of awaiting death, he just sees all these people who's supposed, like, he's going through the same thing. They saw a premonition, one by one they're dying, so he's just always there. So yeah, that was all I got for this movie. So this was a great movie. I enjoyed it. So I hope you enjoyed it if you watch it. Yeah, man, that is all for me. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Take care. Goodbye.